could you cut the lawn? The question is, what could you cut the lawn with? So to be honest with you, scissor would be the answer, but no, you're not going to use your teeth. So eliminate that answer. Eliminate that decision. That helps. Now you got three. Now you got 75%. The other one is a hammer. You can't even chop at grass with the hammer, especially a flat side. Maybe the one with the hooks you could, but we're not going to go that deep into scientific stuff because you'll start having me prove stuff. I don't want to do that. Hammer, no, that's out the question. Now I get down to two choices. You eliminated two. You had four in the beginning. Now you get down to 50%. You just increase your chances of actually making the right decision. And even if you don't make the right decision, you still get a lesson out of it that helps you for the next thing that you make a decision for. So you're never off course. You're only off course when you don't break down all the decisions that you can make. Because now you might pick one like, let me go ahead and grab the lawn with my teeth. And you do something stupid, and you're trying to figure out, how do I get myself out of this hole? So if you eliminate some of the decisions, aka the options you have that just don't make no sense, it'll leave you with two. Abundance can change your risk behavior. This is number two. When you're no longer mentally stuck in survival mode, you stop panicking over every dollar. That can improve patience. That alone can improve patience and allow runners to develop naturally instead of cutting trades too early. I wanted to master letting my trades run. I wanted to master more patience. That's why I ended up having an issue with then taking profit, because I would let it run. Now my patience is cool. I can run at 8, 5, 8, 9, 10,000. I can put on a risk of like a two standard three and still be cool. Like I trust my strategy. I know it's gonna boom, but it's also understanding the other end of what I'm speaking about. And if you change your mindset, it can increase another area that you didn't even know that could be increased. But life is so crazy because when you end up increasing one area, if you don't have the balance, the other area can shift like a Libra skin. It can go like this. So you got to now bring up the other end of like, let me bring this side up. Okay, this side is down. Let me bring up more of my patience. Yo, let me bring up more of my taking the profit. So abundance can change your risk behavior. I'm gonna put this in the put this one in the chat too for everybody. When you're no longer mentally stuck in survival mode, you stop panicking over every dollar. That can improve. I'm sorry, over every dollar. That can improve patience and allow runners to develop naturally instead of cutting trades too early. Whether or not you have the amount of money inside of your account to do a two standard, or whether or not you are just doing a regular, maybe four micros or five, excuse me, you can then allow things to run because you've worked on your patience. You're not necessarily too focused on trying to grab or trying to, get this or get that. Scalping, things like that. Scalping's great, great, great tactic. I don't knock that. I scalp my darn self. But also just learning yourself, because this trading psychology class is always about learning yourself before we hop into the technicals and the structure. I want to go ahead and cover this next one. I hope that makes sense for everybody. Comfort can reduce sharpness. The dangers of abundance is becoming too relaxed. There's always a side of something, man. And it's crazy because we speak about, for example, being humble. Cool. But there's another side of also, speaking with authority. This is why it's important to not pick out narratives that you believe in to make it fit your turn. When you look for the understanding in something, you don't look for your answer to be correct always. It'll end up being correct when it's shown to you, the same way trading is. We don't react to it. We look at what's shown to us and then we respond to it. Comfort can also reduce your sharpness. The dangers of abundance is becoming too relaxed. Hunger creates urgency, focus, and precision. You have to keep the discipline from survival mode while operating with confidence of abundance. So when that situation happened to me on Friday, and I'm like, dang, how come I'm having trouble like pulling profit? And I be running, people be knowing I be running my bag up. And I was like, dang, it's because of that mindset of maybe it was too relaxed. And I know, and I had to be honest with myself. Was I relaxed? Yeah. I started really taking the time out to just relax. I didn't really put in that work that I know that I could have when it came to that because my mindset ended up changing. So the danger of abundance is becoming too relaxed. Hunger creates urgency, focus, and precision. You have to keep the discipline from survival mode while operating with confidence of abundance. So I had to go back and be like, all right, Ed, how you fix this, John? Because you that bull, you done did this too many times. What's up? Don't go back into survival mode with my mindset. Keep the survival mode habits, but keep your mind abundant. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to y'all? Y'all can let me know in the chat. Keep your mind abundant in the way that you flow. Meaning like, yo, I know it's coming next week. I'm good. Like I know everything's you can because you trust in yourself. But at the same time, your habits need to be survival. Meaning, if you got a pinch on that, boom. If you got food at the crib, go home and cook. Stop spending all that bread on the road. You don't spend a dub, a dub, a dub, a dub, a dub. You don't spend a whole bean that quick because you spent $20 on lunch every time you was out. That $100 could have been used for that last reset on the blown account that you just had. Now you're mad because you got to wait a whole nother couple days just to bring that. It's too much. It's too much. Cut it short. Cut it short so you can stop doing the same stuff. A caterpillar is supposed to turn to a butterfly. Nothing's supposed to stay the same. That goes the same way when people look at you and wonder why things change. It's because you're supposed to be different. It's not supposed to be the same. So understand that your mind must stay into an abundant mindset, but your habits can stay in a survival. There's nothing wrong with that. If your habits stay in a survival, that means you good. You still gonna have chicken on the side over here that you can reach for. At the same time, you know it because of the way that you're moving, the way your discipline is. So I hope I'm really breaking that down. Execution requires balance between patience and protection. I'm gonna try to spend the next 2.5 minutes on this or whatnot before this John resets. So in 5 minutes, just re-click the link. Dawkins will let you in. I repeat, in 5 minutes, it's gonna close. Repeat, just hit the link. He'll let everybody back in. We just pick up from where we left off at. Execution requires balance between patience and protection. Holding trades longer is powerful, but execution still needs structure. So holding trades is great, but at the same time, taking profit is what creates structure. And that's why I said it has to be a balance. That also goes into the person of who is naturally trading. Because if you're comfortable with that amount, you take it, you run with it, you grab it, you closed it because you just won. You are a winner. I don't give a darn if it's 5. I don't give a damn if it's 1,000. I don't care if it's $4. I don't care if it's 4 bands. I don't care. Because however you see you holding it for that amount of time. This psychology class is for you to increase how long you hold it and then increase the time that it takes for you to also close it and be able to take the profit that you need. But you have to work on yourself and figure out which one is imbalanced right now. Do I have more patience than taking profit, or do I have more taking profit than patience? And then how do I bring them up so they're on the same playing level field and I don't have one than the other? Because if you're not careful, you'll run into my mistake that I just got done fixing, which was the fact or patient and my take profit was on the back end. But also I realized that I needed to rest. That's why I called this lesson today, rest and execution. Because if it wasn't for me looking up and enjoying my life, going to go take a trip, spending some bread over here, doing different investments, going out of state, closing more deals, coming back, and just enjoying what I'm doing, then it wouldn't have came to this for me to realize, dang, I made an imbalance in my life. I put my abundance higher than my execution. So I have to keep my abundance in my life in my head, but at the same time, I gotta move. Faith without works are still dead. So I can still keep my abundant mindset, but I still gotta move. I still gotta flow. So I hope that one really hit home. I got this one right here. So I'm gonna repeat it again. Execution requires balance between patience and protection. Holding trades longer is powerful, but execution still needs structure. Trailing stops, partials, and profit taking systems help you stay abundant minded without becoming careless with open profit. Boom. I want y'all to get that. Please get that. Get that. The last part I didn't say, I'm gonna say it again. Trailing stop loss, partials, Dawkins, we mention all the time. I'd be like, yo, I'm about to trail this joint. What we called in there, we'd be like, yo, we're about to walk it down. We just gonna walk them all the way down to the next zone, boom. And we didn't have plenty plays like that. Trailing stops and partials and profit taking. So trailing stops when you move your stop loss off in the profit, taking partials. So if you're in micros and you got a 4 or 5, I'm grabbing 3 off the top, letting 2 run. And profit taking. If I got a 1 standard in there and I can't move, or I got 2 standards, I'm taking partials off of 1, but I'm closing profit on the last one. Those type of systems help you stay abundant minded without becoming careless with open profit, because you're not just watching the green and the P&L. Don't get soaked in by the bread, because you will lose. It's not about that. It's about the structure. It's about understanding, what are you looking at. Dawkins is going to be covering liquidity sweep. So if you're catching something at the top and you know it's dropping, there's no real emotions in it except for pullbacks, to be honest with you, because you know the next zone that it's going to, from here to here. Or if it's going from here to here, it's another liquidity that's open. So it's things like that where it's like, I want you guys to just really be open to that. This last thing, number 5, it was 5 of them. Your mindset should evolve, but your habits must stay sharp. I hope that hits home. Your mindset should evolve. You shouldn't think the same. If you're still thinking things, cool. At the end of the day, I always say this, no one goes cold turkey. It takes time for things to be built overnight. But I will say this, though. Your mindset should evolve, but your habits must stay sharp. The goal isn't to think broke again. Is to keep the work ethic, awareness, and appreciation from survival mode while building a life that no longer feels controlled by fear or lack. That goes for people, place, things, options, or anything else in your life that people may put a hindrance on or try to do. They can't stop you, because I know I got some people right now in my life trying to stop me. They can't stop me. My mind is too abundant in my flow and how I think. 59 seconds left. Make sure you click on the link and just rejoin it. If your mind stays sharp, if your mind stays open with the abundant flow, you don't never worry about when something hits you. You don't worry about it. Oh, we take that hit. Is that blood? Is that it? Spit that blood out and you go back at it again. And having that mindset abundance allows sharpness to come in. It allows your habits to come in a little bit sharper, as it says. That's why, once again, back to my story, I couldn't change my habits into survival. I took myself out of survival mode, and I realized my patience became my oversee of everything. Made me a lot calmer, a lot, cooler. I was able to take my dark side, my shadow, and put them on my side. Now we walk like we buddies. But now all of a sudden,